All right, this is the Danzig studio albums review. Before we begin, there are 10 Danzig studio albums. I'll be ranking those. I did not include the live album, Live on the Black Hat Side. I did not include Thrall Demon Sweat Live. I did not include Skeletons or the Danzig Sings the Elvis album. I did not include the two Glenn Danzig solo albums, which are pretty good. And lastly, Danzig did a 2-disc release of extra tracks in the mid 2000s. That's not included in here either. These are just the 10 studio albums. Danzig is a heavy metal band, hard rock, industrial, goth, doom. He's all those categories. Danzig is not to be taken seriously. Like Kiss, it's an act. It's just a character Glenn Danzig created. The content is formulaic. He's evil. He's Satan. I'm the devil, pagan, or alternative religions to Christianity. Like, he sings a song about the Hindu goddess Kali. I'll get to that. It's formulaic music too. There's nothing progressive or interesting about the structure of Danzig songs. It's verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, and a coda. Sometimes the coda ends the song. Sometimes he comes back to a verse coda. Sometimes there's a guitar solo in there. The guitar solos are generally good, whether it's by John or Todd or Tommy, whoever the lead guitarist is on the album. They're pretty good. They're not great or excellent, but they're good. Danzig is the post-Misfits band, the post-Samhain band, or Samhain, however you want to say it. This is Glenn Danzig's band, and I won't get into any of those albums on this, but in all of these, Glenn Danzig is the producer, writer, and he's the boss. Okay, let's get right on with it. Number 10 is Black Laden Crown. Now this is the most recent release, except for the two cover albums I talked about. This came out in 2017. It's produced by Glenn. It's got 9 songs on it. This was a surprise when it came out. I wasn't expecting an album, and of course I had to get it right away. The best songs are Black Laden Crown. By the way, there's big riffing on all of these songs by Tommy, who's the lead guitarist on this. Eyes Open Fire is kind of cool. Devil on Highway 9 is okay. It's like a biker song. It's kind of unusual for that. Last Ride, same thing. It's like a biker song. The rest of it, nothing too notable. Yeah, Pull the Sun's the final track. I guess that's okay. The covers, he's switched over to these cartoony, ever since he got into comic books and publishing comic books and movies. He's been publishing these weird Western movies lately. But that's what's on the inside. I don't know. I guess he's sacrificing a goat or something. Let's do number 10 is Black Laden Crown. By the way, it's not a bad album. It's listenable and it can be enjoyed. It's just my least favorite, but actually probably the most likely I'm going to grab to listen to just because it's the most recent. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Number 9, Deth Red Sabaoth, 2010. No, they spelled Sabbath funny, but I guess that's an ancient way of spelling it. Also, Death is spelled funny, but this is a little bit better. It came out in 2010. Also, I was not expecting a Danzig album. He had been talking about for years that he wasn't going to tour anymore and no more new albums, and then this popped up. So that's 2 albums, really 4 albums after he said he wasn't going to do it anymore. There's better tracks on this. The first song is okay. It's Hammer of the Gods. I don't know. I guess he's singing about Thor, or I don't know what he's singing about. The Revengeful's good. Rebel Spirits is good. The rest is not great. Black Handy, On a Wicked Night, Death Red Moon. Tommy's back on this album. Tommy's playing big riffs. They're playing pretty fast once again. Some of the songs are pretty doomy, though. I like Night Star Hell a lot. That's pretty doomy. That's got Pyre of Souls is a slower, longer song that's broken into two parts. And then Left Hand Rise Above. That's probably the best track. I'll go with that as my favorite. Left Hand Rise Above. But let's go number 9, Deth, Red Sabbath. Danzig producing and Tommy on guitar. All right. Number 8 is Danzig 5, Blackacidevil, 1996. This one came out. I wasn't into Danzig at the moment, so I missed this one when it came out. I didn't pick it up until around 2001 or 2002. Let's say 2001 I picked it up. This one is really industrial. And it's got a new band. So Joey C is the drummer. And it sounds like he's playing really fast and playing like drum loops. Especially on the second song, Blackacidevil. Really fast drumming, lots of hi-hat and cymbals, stuff like that. Blackacidevil. The Seventh House is the opening track. That's okay. The worst track is See All You Were. That's the third one. That, in fact, what's interesting about this, here's the band, by the way. That's Lazy, the bass player, Glenn, Joey C. Jerry Cantrell played on some of these songs from Alice in Chains. He might have been on the third track. That's the one that I don't like. It's just like a real slow crawling song. Sacrifice is good. That's a real industrial techno type song. Almost like a dance song. And he's singing in his regular Elvis voice. Hint of Her Blood. Deeper I like. Deeper is like a remix of a song named Deep, which came out for the Crow, the movie The Crow. Serpentia is really cool. That's a real cool doomy song. I like that one. In fact, I used to drive around just cranking that song. Just really loud. Come to Silver is the track he gave to Johnny Cash. That's on here, and it's all like industrialized. Hand of Doom is a version of a Black Sabbath song. It's a shorter version. And then the last 4 tracks are interesting. Bleed Angel, Power of Darkness, Ashes, and Don't Be Afraid. It's got a cool ending to the album. It's less industrial, more, I guess you would say more dancier, but also kind of scary. But I like this one. I've listened to this one a lot, and I like it. So let's go number 8, Blackacidevil. Number 5, from 1999, Satan's Child, 666. This is Danzig 6 in the order. Scary. He, once again, this is one of the first ones where it's like a comic booky type cover where he's all roided up. There's a cool picture of the band on the back. You got Lazy again, Danzig, and Joey C. There's another cool picture on the inside. I like this picture a lot. Danzig, Joey C, and that's Joey C, and that's Lazy. I think Lazy's got a famous brother, but I can't remember who it is. This is a good album. I got this when it came out, or right after it came out. I think what I like about this is it's the follow-up to Blackacidevil, so there's some industrial in it, but it's less industrial. And there's a better balance of faster songs and slower songs. I like the first track a lot, Five Finger Crawl. It's real heavy. Dun 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 dun. It's kind of got that, you kind of want to rock back and forth when you're listening to it. Belly of the Beast is good. Lilin. These are all really good tracks, actually. I'm quite a big fan of this one. The one track I don't like is the title track, Satan's Child. But the rest of it's good. And also noteworthy, and then I'll move on, is the 12th track is called 13, and it's another track that he wrote for Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash recorded it, and then somehow it ended up on the movie The Hangover. It just played at the beginning. And one time I was watching a UFC event, and a fighter walked out to the song 13. I think it was Luke Rockhold, but I'm not sure. But um, let's call this number 7, Satan's Child. All right, number 6 is 777 E Luciferi from 2002. Someone just had a big anniversary. That's funny when you look at it. It just says E Luciferi. It doesn't say 777, but it says 777 on the cover. But to me, it's just E Luciferi. Anyway, this is the last one that he numbered like that. This comes out after 5 and 6, and it's less industrial. It's more like a return to form of heavy metal Danzig. And he's got a new band, so he's got Todd Youth on guitar, and that's Todd. And I think that's Howie Pyro, the bass player, and that's Joey C. Joey C still on drums. The album gets off to a good start with Unendlich, which is like a seance type. And then Danzig's going, he's doing all this weird singing. Black Mass is the second track. That's probably one of the better tracks on the album. It's got a big driving, big heavy, lethargic riff, like dun 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 dun. That's a good song. Wicked Pussycats is the next song. That's a good one. The rest of them are kind of uneven. I like Dead Inside. Dead Inside's got like a acoustic beginning, and then all of a sudden it scares the heck out of you with a big da 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 da. That's a good track, because if you don't know what's coming, it can kind of scare you. Kiss the Skull's a skip. Just skip it. Skip the track. It's like a remake of Marilyn Manson's song. That's what it sounds like to me. The song E Luciferi is okay. Naked Witch is good. Angel Blake is good. And then The Coldest Sun. The Coldest Sun I would consider to be my cage music for MMA if I were to walk out. Or maybe I would want that blasting. I like that one a lot. That's a good tune. And then Halo Goddess Bone and Without Light I Am ends it. Without Light I Am is like it's like that song Pull the Sun. It's got a big kind of thing going on. Number 5 is Danzig. Okay. This is the debut, and he's got the logo on it, which he ripped off from a Marvel comic book cover. But it's a cool logo. I hope he's paying them royalties to Disney. This is just a straight up metal album, and it's produced by Rick Rubin, and this is the original band. So Chuck Biscuit's on drums, Eerie Von on bass, and John on lead guitar. And John's really good. John's really inspirational on the first 4 albums. This one's great. It's got a bunch of well-known songs like Twist of Cain and Not of This World. If She Rides is like a slower song about a witch. Soul on Fire is all evil. Am I Demons, all evil. Mother might be the most famous Danzig song, although not this version. This is a studio version. So if you're looking for Mother, the studio, it's on this. Possession, End of Time, The Hunter, and Evil Thing. I think The Hunter is the one he stole from a jazz band, if I'm remembering right. He just totally lifted the song and the lyrics and everything and gave himself credit. And Evil Thing's a good ender. This is good. This comes out after Samhain, and it's kind of got the like that, and then that's the band. So I like this album. It's probably not the one I'm gonna reach for first because I've listened to it a lot, and my brother had it back in the '80s. That's probably why I like it a lot. Same for the next one. Number 4 is Danzig 2, the Lucifuge from 1990. This is also produced by Rick Rubin, and it's got the original 4. And this one I think is an improvement in songwriting. It's got its share of heavy metal tracks, but it's got some bluesier tracks. The first track is Under Her Dark Wings, which is it's a big mammoth song. It's a good opener to the album. Snakes of Christ. I think Snakes of Christ is the one that he's been accused of plagiarizing from Gene Simmons from Kiss. Killer Wolf is good. These are all good tracks. 777 is good. And track number 7, Devil's Plaything, he's like, it's got a real good acoustic beginning, and then it's got a da 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 da. That's a good song. Blood and Tears is popular amongst the Danzig fans, which I don't know how many Danzig fans are left, but I'm sure there are some. We'll see how many people watch this. Girl's good, and then Pain in the World. Girl and Pain in the World, they always kind of remind me of like, they got like a Zeppelin feel to it. This is a good album. Nice and bluesy, sort of in the vein of Led Zeppelin. Little bit heavy metal, sort of like Sabbath, okay? And some blues in there. All right. Number 3 is Danzig 3, How the Gods Kill from 1992. Now, this one might be your favorite. Danzig is the producer. He's wrestled the producer role away from Rick Rubin. And I understand he had a pretty big budget for this album. I just read an interview by John, and John was saying he could get whatever guitar he wanted, and he could buy or rent it, and he could get whatever amp he wanted just to make whatever sound he wanted. And they really took their time to make the album and worked hard on the songs. And so from that, you can really hear it. They took their care. And this is really doomy, so it's less stripped back compared to Danzig 1 and 2. Where 1 and 2, the Lucifuge, they're really just, it's just really the band and not a lot of effects. But in this one, you can hear they're starting to bring in the creepy sounds, the echo, the reverb, some chorus, some keyboards even. Glenn's playing keyboards. This one just gets off to a great start with Godless. Excellent opening track. And he's singing in his Cookie Monster voice, which if you know Danzig, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anything's a really cool rock tune. Bodies, I really like that. He's just screaming. He's sort of screaming in his Cookie Monster voice. How the Gods Kill is a title track. That's a good one. I remember buying this. I was about 16 when this came out. And the first time I put it in, I was like, I'm scared. Am I getting in trouble for listening to this, or no? Honestly, it doesn't mean anything. It's just songs, really. I'm gonna say I like Dirty Black Summer. Do 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 do. Left Hand Black is the song. That's track 7. That's the heaviest track. That's like a heavy metal song. We really like that one. Heart of the Devil is more of a doomy type. Da, 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 da. It's got kind of like a plodding riff to it. Sistina's is another one of these weird Danzig love songs that I'm not a big fan of. I don't know why the fans love it, but I don't. Maybe you fans can leave comments about why you like Sistina's. I don't know. I guess Blood and Tears is okay, but Blood and Tears is on the Lucifuge. Do You Wear the Mark is good, and then When the Dying Calls. It has a great ending with those 2 songs, and of course you got your obligatory parental advisory. So don't make Tipper Gore mad. Tipper Gore. All right, number 2. This might surprise some fans, but Don't Hate Me. Circle of Snakes came out in 2004. This is another one. I had no idea he was writing until right when it came out. I had no idea. And Tommy's the lead guitarist on this. This is the first album that Tommy's playing on. I guess he had done some tours. And you got the Medusa on the cover. So cool cartoony cover of the Medusa. On the back, you got a cool thing going on here. Okay. Good band. Jerry Montano is on bass and Bevan Davies is on drums. And this one has got a real heavy metal, almost like a Samhain or Misfits more like feel to it. But it's not punk like Misfits. It's just got like a punkier vibe, I guess I'll say. Watten's Procession is the first track. It's a good start. It's like, it's Tommy Victor going, where, and then you can hear Danzig going, oh, you know. It's just got a really good start. And then Skin Carver is the second track. It's excellent. It's just a really heavy, big riff from Tommy. Just a big, doomy riff. And this album's weird because Glenn's got himself mixed real low with his vocals, so he's got the Cookie Monster voice going on a couple songs. Hellmask, he's kind of screaming. He's just mixed deeper into the music, and it's got a weird effect to it. Circle of Snakes is a good song, the title track. And then actually, as you pivot after Hellmask, you pivot to the second side of the album. Second side's actually better than the first side. Okay, so these are My Darkness and Another Bound. I like the second side better than the first, even though I'll give my favorite track on here is Skin Carver. Okay. So that's number 2. And then lastly, we'll wrap it up with my favorite from '94 is Danzig 4. Now, I don't know where I was not in a Danzig stage at this moment. I guess because I was in college and not really paying attention to too much. But you got a cool album cover. I'm not sure what it is, and I don't know what it means. It's some kind of symbology or something. The inside's that's kind of cool. You got Bill Clinton and some agents. And you got Glenn and the band laid out in caskets. But anyway, that's not why this is my favorite. This album has got the best songs, and it's sort of bridging the gap between Danzig 1, 2, and 3, and then this industrial sounds of 5. So it's mainly a doomy heavy metal album. And then you're starting to get an industrial flair or flavor in it. The first track is Brand New God, and it's just got the best opening ever. It's just the best line ever. It's I am a walking, screaming hell, a thing of torture to behold. It's just awesome. He's just screaming it out, and it makes for an amazing opening to the album. Little Whip is a great second track. It's got a big driving da 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 da. The third song is Can't Speak. That's cool because it's got the guitar line from, well, let me think, is it Stalker Song or Let It Be Captured? It's one of those two tracks. It's got the guitar line and it's played backwards and like it's looped in reverse, and it's got a really good effect. And then Glenn's singing in his higher Elvis voice, like he's actually singing. It's pretty good. Going Down to Die is great. Until You Call in the Dark, great. Dominion, Bringer of Death. These are all great tracks. And then I Don't Mind the Pain. I think he made a video too and got some play on MTV. But Danzig 4 is my number 1. All right. Now, you you Danzig fans, you might really disagree with me, but I've been solid on Danzig 4 being the best for a while. Okay. Number 10, Black Laden Crown. Number 9, Deth Red Sabaoth. Number 8, Danzig 5, Blackacidevil. 666, Satan's Child, comes in at 7. Number 6 is Luciferi. 5 is the debut, Danzig. Might get some hate over that. 4 is Danzig 2, the Lucifuge. 3 is 3, How the Gods Kill. Oh, you got this trippy, forgot to bring that up. You got the H.R. Geiger from Aliens cover. Number 2 is Circle of Snakes. And number 1, Danzig 4. Alright, that's it, folks. This was a unplanned video. Danzig's not one of my favorite bands, but I do like Danzig quite a bit. He's in my top 10. We'll leave it at that. Okay. If another Danzig album came out, you bet I'd be down at the record store picking it up and really enjoying it. Thanks, everyone. You can leave your list in the comments, or if you have any disagreements or maybe you really agree with me, you can leave that in the comments. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.